I'm gonna start telling you about the history of Robert Moses while I'm walking home, because I'm feeling it right now. And I figure I start telling you now instead of waiting until I get home, because I might just pass out. Alright, so there's this guy, his name was Robert Moses, and he was a Jew. He was an engineer, sort of, but he really wasn't an engineer. He was just this really brilliant man, and he decided when he was in college, when he was at Yale, that he wanted to change the world for a better place. So he wanted to basically, whatever the general public needed, he was gonna look out for the more people, the lower class, instead of just the upper class. So a lot of people, like, they didn't really like him that much. So anyway, he's responsible for like most of the highways and parkways and things like that that are here in the city. Like, he's responsible for Lincoln Center and all the projects. He built all the projects, all the housing projects. He was responsible for that. And Jones Beach, he actually created Jones Beach out of the sand that was there. So he took the sand and he took it from the water, and he had these guys, and they were like, we can't do it. We can't take all the sand from the water and put it in the beach. That's just too hard. It's gonna take too many people. And he said, I don't give a fuck, we're gonna do it anyway. So he got dirt on like all the governors and the mayors and shit. And like, so anytime that they were like, oh, you can't do this shit, he was like, no, yes I can, because otherwise I'm gonna tell your wife that, you know, you have another girlfriend, or you took money from the poor to give it to the rich, or something like that. So they were like, oh, okay, do whatever you want, because we don't want to get in trouble. So he hired like thousands of guys to go in and take sand from the water and put it onto the beach, so that there would be a bigger beach, so you could put parkways on it and stores and restaurants and things like that. And so then they were like, oh shit, the sand, when we put it from the water and it gets dry, it blows into all of our faces, and it's gonna go back into the water, and it's such a waste, so we're just gonna stop. And he said, no, the fuck you are, you're not gonna stop. So he said, how do we keep the sand in the sand? So he went, and they have grass. So he had these guys, and they took little pieces of grass, and they would stop at every little spot, and they would put the grass in the sand, and that would hold the sand. So now you have a beach. So that's how Robert Moses created the beach. And then he also made the parkways. So like he was like, it's gonna be really hard for all these people to go to the beach if there's no roads to take them. So the way that people used to go to the beach is they would get in their cars from the city, and they would be like, oh fuck, we gotta take our kids to the beach. What a pain in the ass this is. But fuck it, we love our kids, so we're gonna do it anyway. So they would get in the car, and they would pack their lunch, and they would pack their dinner, and then they would pack their breakfast for the next day, because that's how long it took them to get to the beach, because they would be going from the city, and there was no roads, so everything was just traffic. They would just be in a parking lot, and they were like, shit, this is such a bad idea. I should have just not gone to the beach. I should have just, I don't know, beat my kids like I usually do, but instead I took them to the beach, so fuck it. So now they're like, well, now we're stuck in traffic, so let's just go off the side of the road, and we'll have lunch and a picnic here, and I'll just pretend that it's the beach. I'll tell my kids it's the beach, they're not gonna know the fucking difference. So they start heading towards the water, but they're just on the side of the road. And the problem is that there's all these rich people in Long Island, and they wouldn't let them go to their beach because they're like, fuck you, this is our beach. And they would take the guards and be like, hey, you can't be here. You need to be, I don't know, somewhere else. Tell somebody to build you a beach, son of a bitch. Get off my property. So, anyway, I'm going to just send you this for now.